Okay. Okay, thank you very much for Dr. Omar Shapra for this very elaborated and informative lecture. I myself learned a lot out of it. Actually, I read about Maqasid Sharia a long time ago, but this is really a new way of handling Maqasid Sharia in the aspect of economics. Now we open the question and answer sessions. I would like to start by Lebanon. So please, Lebanon, if you have any question, you can address your questions now.
No, we have no question.
Okay, thank you very much.
No, we have no question. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. So now we turn to Iran. If you have any question about this lecture, please address now. Iran, do you hear us? Iran? Let me go to Pakistan then. Pakistan, if you have any question, please, you can address right now.
We have some questions and people may be asking turn by turn.
Assalamu alaikum, sir. Sir, in the last lecture you said that economic development and moral development are integrated to each other. If moral development is integrated to economic development, then Western countries are more developed to us. But their view of moral development is different to Islamic view of moral development. Then, no, in this time, what we should do is our moral development concept is our own, or we should borrow it from Western countries. Thank you, sir.
Well, the answer, of course, is that moral values in the West, to a great extent, were the same as we have them, because their values come from Christianity and Judaism, and these were brought by our own prophets, Isa alayhi salatu wassalam and Musa alayhi salam. So because of this, the Western world has not developed because of secularism. It has developed because of their moral values. Moral values teach a person to be conscientious, to be punctual, to be honest, to have integrity, to take care of other people, to do justice. You know, there is greater justice in Western societies than in Muslim societies, because you can see the old age pension and medical benefits and factory regulations, regulations about labor and all these things, human rights, all these things are the outcome of moral values. To say that when secularism started, moral values got obliterated is not right. These values continued in those societies, and they acted upon them. They acted upon them also because the governments enforced the rules of their society. There were democratic societies in the West. They were accountable before the people, and this accountability led them to serve the interest of the people in accordance with their values. So the West has developed because of this. Now, of course, secularism is having its play now, because when secularism came and moral education, religious education was removed from schools, families were integrated and they provided the moral education to the children. But now that the families are disintegrating, the children are unable to get this moral education either in schools or in the family. And you can see the result is juvenile delinquency. This shooting in the universities, this was unheard of maybe 50 years ago in Western societies. But now this is becoming very common. The birth of illegitimate children has been increasing. Divorces have been increasing. There are different problems. These are the creation of secularism. The religion provided the right values. Of course, they went astray in certain things like the Son of God and the human beings born as sinners. All these things were wrong, but this did not affect them much as secularism is affecting now. But as far as we are concerned, we had the right worldview as well, the right rules of behavior or moral values. But we did not act upon. There is more corruption in our societies, greater dishonesty, greater cheating. The governments do not play their roles properly. The result is that we are backward. Thank you.
So, more questions, please. You can address.
Thank you. We have one question.
One of my questions is what will be the nature of social welfare function in the light of objectives of Sharia, Maqasid Sharia? And my second observation is that as far as academically in the discipline of economics, they deny the role of moral values and religious values and norms. And while Friedman was observing a positive correlation between development and moral values, so from where the moral values will come in that, sphere of development, while they are denying the role of religious and moral values. They say economics is positive, it is not normative. Thank you very much.
Well, of course, as far as social welfare function is concerned, the Islamic point of view in this respect is that we have to cater to the well-being of all people in society, irrespective of whether they are Muslims or not. In a Muslim society, everyone's well-being has to be ensured. And this well-being has to be ensured partly by the help of the state, but primarily by the individual's own labor. And for this purpose, one of the responsibilities of the state is to ensure the development of the country by providing all the facilities that are needed for this purpose, so as to ensure the proliferation of employment and self-employment opportunities, and providing the different facilities that are needed by the economy for development. And people who are unable to work because of some handicap, then of course it is the job of the society to take care of them. And this is where our social self-help institutions of zakat and sadaqat and awqaf come into the picture, and these have to be organized in a proper way so that we fulfill the needs of all people. In other words, children who are unable to get education because they are poor, we have to provide them education to help in this case. In other words, our effort, even in the case of zakat and sadaqat and awqaf, should be to enable people to stand on their own feet and not just keep on getting charity. So this is the social welfare function of a Muslim society, and many things from this have been there in the Western world, and to a certain extent in our own societies. It is all the zakat and the awqaf have played a very important role during periods of crisis in Muslim societies. Otherwise, our poor people would have had much greater problems than they actually did. But even now, these are not well organized and we need to take care of them. The other question about economics, of course, economics took a wrong turn at one time by becoming secular and saying, talking about no value judgments, being impartial with respect to values and so on. But this is changing now. I mean, if you keep up with the latest literature in economics, this is changing. I mean, let's say about 100 years from now, this concept was quite firm, but still, even at that time, there were many opponents of this secular worldview of economics. But now, more and more people have turned to in this direction. You can see that economic literature is now full of writings on the role of moral values and family stability, family and social stability and justice and all these things in economic development. Economic literature 50 years ago did not emphasize this, I mean development literature. But now you see most of the books in development economics have started. So this was something wrong which prevailed for a short time, although all the people did not accept this. But now it seems that more and more people are coming towards this point of view, and this is the point of view of Islam. So once the Western world adopts this point of view, the role of moral values, social and family integrity and so on, then of course Islamic economics and conventional economics will become very close to each other. Thank you.